If I close my eyes, sometimes I can go back. But sometimes something stops me. Maybe God, maybe, knows something I should not see or remember from that day. But sometimes I can close my eyes and I am back standing in the middle of our beautiful courtyard. Just seconds before the war, when everything felt safe. But it did not make sense because this was here. This was our home. These were our lives. In fact, even after all these years, I still cannot believe it has happened to us. And the sky was that euphoric color it gets just before dawn, full of low orange and pink on the horizon. And I remember thinking we were going to die there that morning. And I was quite ready for it. What does a refugee camp look like? Let me show you around it. This is Zaatari refugee camp. It has, they think, over 75,000 people staying here. We were nothing. Even the best craftsmen. If you were Syrian, they treated you so very badly.
How each of us managed to absorb or not what's going on in the world at the moment, and what your choices are around that. And I guess ask, do you know what choices you're making? That was on YouTube, and that was seen in 7 months by 4,500 people. Because it's a different product, I get it, it's a different product, but they're both on YouTube. We're living in a world now where we have to go step towards the news. It's not coming to us anymore in the old traditional packages. We don't sit down as families at 9 o'clock at night and watch the 9 o'clock news. We don't get newspapers through the door that sit on our tables that we all as a family peer through and look at and read the news together. In time, there's things happening in the real world. People are posting things that are changing the world on a day-by-day basis. And if we don't know that's going on, and if we're not part of that dialogue, then how can we ever hope to shape it in the future? Within the room that you're in, I'm guessing that some of you have shared with each other what you'd bring and what you'd leave behind. I guess some of you thought really practically, like a number of the Syrians who I met, documents, passports, clothing. What clothing? You've only got one small bag. What can you bring? Let's just look at the map and the region to see where indeed they are coming from. This is Syria here. Syria is in the Middle East, as you may or may not know. The region around Syria have absorbed the majority of these refugees, but maybe they should just go home now because the war, in inverted commas, is over. Well, this is home. So you're looking there at a picture of Homs, one of the major cities in Syria. Homs. Just a normal, perfectly functioning, beautiful city. Several million people living there. It's the outbreak of the war nearly a decade ago. Now look at it. Could you move back there if that was your home? It's taken 606,000 more refugees out of those camps, out of those places where people are living in the very, very bottom of the human food chain. There's nothing there. There's no hope there. There's hope in these other countries. And that's what they're asking for. Hope, a place to rebuild. And we've all got choices about whether we permit that or not. So what now and next? I don't know. but we will have choices to make about it. And there will be political parties and there will be movements saying we need to do more and movements saying we need to do less. All I ask of you is that you have an informed opinion and it's your opinion. And we can do no more than that. Now, we did allow Anwar and many others like him to come to the UK. So let's see what happens to Anwar when he arrives.
It's hard to describe how you are feeling at this point. Imagine you are standing here, standing with me now, and the airplane doors have opened. And because you did not even step outside the terminal at Heathrow, the air that greets you as you step through the doors and onto the top of those stairs is the first air you have breathed in over 5 years that does not bring with it the feeling of despair. And then while it drives me crazy that to find somebody to interpret when we want to take Malach for our hospital appointments, at least she's getting the best medicine here. So we are lucky, I know this. And we have wonderful English neighbors. But other Syrians I speak to in the area say they are not as lucky as us. They say they have neighbors who are mean to them, shout at them, or tell their kids to go home. But we have experienced none of that personally. You know, Salma is better than me at English, but she's brighter than me anyway. I have always said this. She would be speaking it fluently if we had more opportunities to learn English every day. And we want to, but we only go to the job center twice per week. That's all we can do. We want to learn English because we want to work. We still have our pride, you see. And that's one of the last things to go, along with the scars. Your pride. We want to pay for ourselves. We want to build a life for our kids. Because that's it, you know. Coming here to the UK, it's for them. They are 100% here. When they come home from school with a big smile on their faces, telling us they have made a new friend, or they have been asked to speak in a school assembly. Speak! And they can, because they are young. And so, in fact, I am in the community center where I have been asked by my resettlement worker if I would be prepared to speak to someone about how it feels to be me. What should I say when they ask what it's like to be me? What should I say? Should I say, it's quite simple really. I feel lucky.